Welcome to G&J's Adventures. This channel is going to be about anything and everything my wife and I get involved in that ends up being an adventure of some kind. On screen right now you're looking at a filter for a Ryobi 18-volt cordless vacuum cleaner. And basically, let me get the camera down here. Basically, this is the vacuum cleaner we're talking about. It's just a tank vacuum cleaner, a small shop type that uses the 18-volt 1 plus power system, and this is the inside of it. Now this filter that you're seeing up here actually clips down into that inside. It's got a hole in the bottom of it that clips down onto that pin in the bottom, and then the pickup off the motor goes down in the top here. Now these filters are quote-unquote reusable. They're of some kind of a plastic, nylon-ish something. I'm not sure what material they're made out of, but nonetheless, you can take this filter out, blow it out with air pressure, wash it out with water. It's not a cloth, so it's not going to, I don't think, it might be a clothish type material, but anyway, you're supposed to be able to blow it out, wash it off, whatever, and reuse it once you let it dry before you put it back in. But the problem of it is, when these filters get too dirty, they will eventually fill up with all their ports. And here's another filter out of our big rigid shop vac. This is a paper filter. It is several years old. We keep blowing it out with the air pressure and so forth, but as you can see, it used to be as white or whiter than the one next to it, and you can see what's wrong with it now. It's been cleaned so many times and it's just getting so dirty that I'm going to finally eventually have to replace it. Now, I keep blowing them out. I do have a big air compressor. I've got a 65-gallon air compressor here, so I've got plenty of pressure to blow these things out with and reuse them. These filters cost, I think, about $10 to $12 a piece. I'm not sure, but I don't want to replace them as often as they get plugged up when I'm vacuuming up wood chips, when I'm doing woodworking and so forth, sawdust and things. It plugs the filter up long before you can ever fill the vacuum cleaner. So we came up with the solution when we got our little Ryobi. Actually, we came up with it when we got our little stainless steel Stanley vac. That's much smaller than the vacuum cleaner, that filter, that dirty filter we just showed you came out of. But in order to avoid having to buy new filters, because this Stanley vac, we're going to bring it up here real quick, has a different, this is the top for that Stanley vac, and this is the stainless steel pan. This has got a foam filter on it, and you're supposed to use a bag over that to catch whatever you're vacuuming. Those bags get really, really expensive. So, well, actually, the bag goes over the inlet here, and it actually blows just whatever you're vacuuming up into the bag and then change it. But those bags are like $15 or $20 for 3 of them, and so, no, not going to do that. We're just going to use the tank. So what we did is we took a piece of flannel. My wife makes baby blankets for people, for friends when they're having babies and so forth, and we took a spare piece of that flannel and cut it and just wrapped it down over the foam filter, put the retaining ring up on it, and then all we have to do is take that flannel off, clean it, and we don't have to replace filters or bags. So what we did with our Ryobi is we took another piece of that flannel. Now this flannel is some interesting stuff. It's a little kid's flannel, so it's got, I think this one's ice hockey. Yeah, that's what this one is. This is ice hockey flannel. We took and we sewed, as you can see here, a strip of Velcro there and a strip of Velcro back here. And so what we do is we just wrap this around the filter and we Velcro it down. And then that way, once it's Velcroed on, the filter is solid. It's covered with this flannel. Now this flannel blows out really, really easily with an air compressor. You just take your blower hose. Give me that nozzle over here. Any kind of a blower hose. By the way, excuse the mess here in my garage. It's my workshop. Just any kind of a blower nozzle like this, cheap. These are Harbor Freights. They work great. They don't last forever, but they do work. So you just take that air nozzle. You blow the air across this. Actually, I leave it on the filter when I'm blowing it off to begin with, and I get the bulk of the dirt off of it. And then I just unvelcro it, take it and blow it off. I'll blow the silt and everything that actually gets into the filter. I'll go inside the filter with my nozzle, and I'll blow all that out, and I'll clean the filter up as well. But you can see how clean that filter is without this when we take the flannel off of it. And we've used this for quite a while now. I just vacuumed up pet hair and stuff and had a real mess in here, but As it is, I don't have to replace my filter. I simply had to blow it out. And as you can see here, this is just how the filter fits in there. It looks a little bit weird in there with that hot kids hockey theme on it, but that's okay. And then, as you can see, this is a wet or dry vac. You can take the filter out and use it for water. That's the float there on the bottom of it. It just goes down right down in it like it's supposed to. And the vacuum cleaner is ready to use again. No new filters bought, no excess money to spend. We've become too much of a throwaway society, and quite frankly, I don't like throwing it away if I can clean it and reuse it. So I'm not spending a lot of money throwing things away and replacing. I simply clean and put it back together. And because the flannel is there, I'm not dirtying up the old filter and making it to where eventually that filter is going to have to be replaced. And so therefore it's going to save us a lot of money that way. And the new filter we get for this bigger vacuum cleaner, which is this one over here, it's a bigger shop vac, like a 5-gallon or something like that. The next 12-gallon, I guess my wife Jay says. The next filter we put in that, we're going to go ahead and take a piece of flannel and put Velcro on it and wrap it around the filter. And then we won't have this mess anymore. We will have a white filter all the time for it. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and watch for new videos as we go along.